lot of our children only have one parent at home. A lot of our children are on free and reduced lunch. Our children come in the morning and they're concerned about a lot of things. And we try to make them as comfortable and well-fed as possible and make them feel successful.
Who wants to read first? Me. Jasmine. After she finishes mixing the ads in another layer of
Reciprocal teaching is a strategy that teachers use or teach students so that they can understand the text better. They go into the text more than they normally would.
To keep the water in.
Who needs anything clarified?
I don't know what layers is.
Who can answer her clarification?
Julia.
We will match up children with different abilities. So someone that might understand reading or might be a better reader will be matched up with someone else that may need a little help, and they'll work with each other.
A layer is like more like a piece that's more and more that's piled up, but just one piece of that. Okay.
They do teach one another, and the children a lot of times don't realize that, but it's very helpful.
Who wants to ask the first question? Kelsey?
Why would they add water to the compost?
Mrs. Standring, the reading specialist, and I worked with them at the beginning of the year. They each got their roles a little bit at a time till we were certain that they would be able to do it by themselves.
Is that a good enough answer?
Yes.
Who wants to ask the sixth question?
And every couple weeks or so, I would have them back at the teacher table and just kind of sit back and listen to them do the reciprocal teaching and kind of tweak it, see what we could change, what we could add to, or if they had any questions.
To the computer.
They know their roles. One's the clarifier, one's the teacher, one's the summarizer, one's the questioner, and the predictor.
Who's the summarizer? Who can tell me some details? Elizabeth? They add water to it. Who else can give me some details? Cassidy?
It grew up to 5 feet tall.
They add more compost. Well, brown waste. Who can give me a summary using all these details? Jasmine. They add water so it can grow 5 feet tall and add brown waste so it can mix together.
You know what? Can you tell me, Jasmine, what's this thing in front of you? You all have this bookmark in front of you. Can you tell me about that?
It tells you what to say before you start to summarize. Like, look for the main idea, and then, like, leave out the details that are not important.
Yeah.
You have to have the most important details first.
Excellent.
And it has to be 10 to 15 words.
Who is the summarizer, Drew? Juliet. What's your job? Because you did a lot of work there, writing stuff down.
So, like, people will raise their hand, and then I'll call on them, and they'll give details, and we write them down here. And then after everyone who wanted to, after everyone who gave me a detail that wanted to, then I hold the paper up, and then everyone looks at it, and they summarize, and they make up a sentence about the story with these details in it, and it has to be 10 to 15 words.
Who taught you this? How did you learn this? What are the rules? How did you get these rules in your head?
We were all at Mrs. Drake's table with Mrs. Drake, and then we started to do it by ourselves.
So you started with the teacher, and now you do it all by yourselves in second grade. That is great. One thing I noticed when you guys work together is you're really kind to one another. Is that an important skill?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. And you really listen to one another. Huh. I don't see a lot of kids in the office for trouble during class time. I think it's because they're so engaged in what they're doing and they're working really hard. I can't tell you how proud I am of you guys. Did an awesome job today.
Thanks.
There has been a complete change since a year ago when I first started, when we didn't have BSRI. It's given everybody a sense of collegiality and working toward, we have a goal to work toward, getting all students to collaborate and learn.
Seeing children become successful, seeing children that maybe didn't think they were doing well, all of a sudden realize they're good at something.
Push-ups.
You fall in love with them. You just fall in love with them. I absolutely love coming to work. I love my job.